over you. Tell me in the comments where you're listening, from what part of this soft journey spoke to you most. I'd love to hear. Let this story be your lullaby tonight. And as you drift, know that tomorrow we'll be back to walk the banks of the Nile once more, to find the quiet truths of ancient Egypt woven into the gentle rhythm of its days. For now, sleep well, friend. Let your breath slow, let your dreams be soft. The story will wait. The Nile is always there, a soft cradle of water waiting to carry you home. Waking to the Nile's breath. Welcome back, dear friend. As the night's hush gives way to dawn, let your breath find an easy rhythm. Inhale slowly, like the Nile drawing in the morning mist. Hold for a moment, then let it out, as soft and patient as the river's flow. Tonight, we're stepping back into the ancient hush of Egypt, back to those first moments of morning when the world is still wrapped in a quiet, gentle promise. Let the warmth of this story wrap around you like a soft blanket. If you're feeling sleepy, that's just fine. This tale is here to cradle you until your thoughts slip away. If you're listening from far away, tell me in the comments. I love to know where these gentle stories find you, from city windows to country porches, wherever you let the night's hush soften your heart. Now close your eyes again. Feel the cool earth beneath your feet. It's still early. The sun has just begun to climb, and the Nile lies quiet and slow, a ribbon of silver in the first light. The river is the lifeblood of this land. It gives and it takes. Its steady flow, a promise, and sometimes a warning. You step outside your home, a small, humble space of mud brick and thatch, and the morning air greets you with a soft caress. The river's breath is cool, a gift against the coming heat. Your neighbors are already awake. Voices float through the air, soft greetings, the scrape of grinding stones, the quiet sigh of a fire being coaxed to life. A woman hums as she kneads bread, her song a gentle thread that weaves through the morning stillness. You walk toward the river, bare feet, brushing the warm, dusty earth. The smell of water and silt rises with each step, and you feel the weight of time, centuries of footsteps, all carried by this same hush. The Nile is waiting patient. As always, its current soft and sure. At the riverbank, the air is cool and heavy with mist. You kneel down, cupping the water in your hands, and feel it slip through your fingers, a touch that is both gentle and eternal. There is no soap here, no fragrant bubbles to wash away the dust. Instead, you take up a handful of fine sand, and with slow circular motions, you scrub the sleep from your skin. The sand is rough, but it feels like a ritual, a small act of care to greet the new day. The river hums softly, a sound that seems to echo in the hollow of your chest. Nearby children splash and laugh, their voices bright as the sun climbing higher. A fisherman casts his net, the slow, deliberate sweep of his arms as graceful as a dance. This moment, it's nothing grand, no monuments or kings, just the simple rhythm of life beginning again. The Nile knows no hurry. It knows no rush. And so, you let its quiet power settle into your bones, a promise that there is always time to begin again. You rise slowly, dripping water and river scent, and head back toward your home. The village is alive now, the low thud of mortar and pestle, the rustle of palm fronds in the breeze, the gentle bleat of goats as they wander the dusty yard. Breakfast waits, not a feast, but enough. Thick bread still warm from the coals, its crust dark and earthy. You break off a piece, chewing slowly, feeling the grit of sand in your teeth, a taste of the land itself. There's beer too, but not the golden frothy kind you might dream of. This is a cloudy brew, thick and sour, poured into a clay cup that feels cool against your palm. You drink slowly, The taste of it strong and strange, but it warms you from the inside, a soft fire to keep you moving through the day. You eat with your neighbors, shoulder to shoulder, no plates, no ceremony, just a quiet moment shared. You nod to the woman beside you, her eyes lined with kindness and the dust of many mornings. In the distance, the sun climbs higher, burning away the last of the night's cool breath. You feel it on your skin, warm now, but soon it will be sharp and bright, like a blade pressing close. You stand brushing the last crumbs from your tunic, and for a moment you pause. You look back at the Nile, at the soft shimmer of its water, at the fields beyond stretching out like a promise in the morning light. Maybe there's a lesson here, in the quiet hush of dawn, that life, even at its hardest, is a rhythm. A slow breath in, a slow breath out. A moment to rest, a moment to rise. As you step back into your day, let that thought settle in your heart that no matter how heavy the sun, no matter how hard the work, there is always a soft place where water meets earth, where life begins again. If your eyes grow heavy, let them close. Let the river's song carry you, a gentle hum, a promise of rest. The Nile will wait. The day will wait. For now, let yourself drift safe in the hush of morning. And when you wake, we'll return together to the banks of the river, to the small wonders of ancient Egypt, woven into the soft rhythm of dawn. The sun's first bite. Welcome back, dear listener. Take a slow breath in, let it fill your chest, like the early light spreading across the Nile. Then let it out, softly, like the river's gentle sigh. If you're listening from a quiet room, or maybe wrapped in a soft blanket, let this story be your companion, a gentle place to rest your mind, to settle in, and let the worries of your day drift away. Tonight, we're stepping into the rising sun of ancient Egypt. Not the grand temples or the gold, but the first moments of heat as they touch the earth. Tell me in the comments where you're listening from. What does the morning sun feel like where you live? It's always a comfort to know we share the same sky, even if thousands of miles or thousands of years apart. In this ancient land, the sun is more than a light. It's a god Ra, the eye of the sky, casting his warm gaze over the fields and the river, over the small huts and the quiet hearts that stir in the dawn. You can feel it even now. A slow burn on your shoulders, a gentle heat that will soon turn fierce. There is no shade here, no leafy trees or cool porches, just the sun rising higher and brighter with each breath you take. You wrap your linen tunic a little tighter, but it's no match for the sun's first bite. The cloth is light soft against your skin, but already you can feel the warmth seeping in, settling into your bones. The village around you is waking, but there's a hush, a soft respect for the power of the day ahead. Children's laughter still echoes by the river, but even they pause to shade their eyes and squint at the bright sky. You move through the dust feet, bare feeling the earth warm beneath you. Each step a small reminder of the day's journey, one breath at a time, one heartbeat at a time. The air tastes of sun-baked clay and river silt, a scent that is both ancient and new, like memories carried on the wind. In the fields, you see the farmers bending low hands deep in the earth, tending to barley and emmer wheat, the lifeblood of their families. Their quiet prayers echoing in every furrow they carve into the land. There is no rushing here, no clamor of machines or hurry of traffic, just the slow, patient work of survival. Each motion deliberate, each breath a small offering to the day. You pass a woman carrying a jar of water on her head, her step steady and sure along the narrow path. She nods to you, a small, silent greeting, a recognition of the shared burden and the quiet strength that keeps the village alive. The sun climbs higher, and the first true heat begins to settle like a heavy blanket. The breath you take now is warm and dry, a taste of the hours to come. You stop for a moment, closing your eyes against the brightness, and you feel it, the weight of the sun's first bite, pressing close, but not yet harsh. A reminder that in this land, the sun is both blessing and trial, both life giver and taker. But there is beauty here too, in the soft shimmer of the river's edge, in the low hum of bees drifting among the reeds, in the slow, sure rhythm of footsteps on the earth. You know that soon the heat will be sharper, the work harder. But for now, there is this quiet, this moment of balance before the sun truly claims the day. Maybe there's a lesson here, hidden in the light, that even the harshest day begins in softness, that every moment of struggle starts with a breath, a promise of hope woven into the warmth. You turn back to your hut, the walls cool and dim, offering a small refuge from the growing glare outside. Inside, the air smells of dried reeds and the faint sweetness of stored grain. You sit for a moment back, pressed to the wall, and you let your breath slow, matching the gentle rhythm of the Nile beyond. The world outside waits, but for now you rest in this small pocket of shade, this brief hush, before the day's work calls again. If your eyes grow heavy, let them drift closed. Let the soft glow of the morning carry you like a slow tide lapping at the shore of your thoughts. Tomorrow the sun will rise again, and so will you. For now, let the first bite of the sun be a gentle memory, a soft glow to warm your dreams, a promise of light, waiting beyond the night. The Nile's gentle embrace. Welcome back, dear listener. Let the weight of the day melt away as we drift further along this quiet river of history. Take a slow breath in deep and soft, and let it out like the sigh of the Nile slipping past ancient shores. If you're listening from a cozy porch or perhaps with a gentle lamp, casting warm light on your face, let this story wrap around you, a gentle current carrying you deeper into the heart of ancient Egypt. Tell me, what waters have you known? Do you live near a river or a lake where the soft ripples whisper of morning light? Leave me a note in the comments, share your favorite river memory, because tonight we wade into the cool embrace of the Nile. In this land of sun and sand, the Nile is life itself. It winds through the desert like a silver thread, binding the villages, feeding the fields, and soothing the sunburned earth with each gentle surge. As the morning stretches on the sun high but not yet cruel, you slip away from your home feet, moving slow your breath in time with the river's pulse. You carry a clay jar balanced on your hip, empty now, but soon it will be heavy with water, a lifeline carried back to your family's hut. The river's edge is alive, buzzing with life and voices. Children splash their laughter, ringing like wind chimes as they chase small fish darting in the shallows. Women kneel at the banks, their hands strong and sure pounding clothes against worn rocks, the rhythm of work echoing with the river's hush. You step into the water, cool relief rising up your legs, the soft sand shifting beneath your toes. The Nile greets you, a gentle shiver in the heat, a promise of life in every silvery wave. You fill your jar slowly, watching as the water laps at the clay, the ripples dancing like whispered prayers. The sun glints off the river's surface, turning it into a sheet of moving light, like 1,000 small mirrors carrying the sky's warmth down into the cool depths. Here in the Nile's gentle embrace, time seems to pause. The chatter of the children, the quiet murmur of women at work, the soft hum of insects, it all weaves together into a song of life, low and sweet, like a lullaby. You close your eyes for a moment, letting the river's hush wash over you. It smells of wet earth, of green reeds and distant rain, an ancient scent, the memory of 1,000 mornings gathered in this single breath. The Nile is not just water. It is a keeper of stories, a silent witness to the lives of those who lean close to its banks each dawn. It has seen the laughter, the sorrow, the gentle hopes of 1,000 hands dipping in its depths. You think of the farmers waiting for its floods, the children who learned to swim in its slow embrace, the quiet prayers whispered to the river gods when the rains ran late. This river, it holds all of that. It carries it forward like a mother's song, soft and unending. Your jar is full now, water heavy in your arms, and you lift it carefully, balancing its weight like a promise. The journey back to your home is quiet. You walk slow feet, leaving small prints in the damp sand. Each step is a small prayer, a hush of gratitude for the river's gift. And in the silence of that walk, you feel the world settle around you, soft and kind, like the river's flow. When you reach your home, you set the jar down on the worn step. Inside, the air is cool, the shadows deep, and for a moment, you pause to rest. The Nile's song still hums in your ears, a gentle current, a promise that tomorrow it will be there again, quiet and endless. If your eyes grow heavy, let them drift closed. Let the river's hush carry you deeper into this dream. There is no hurry here, no loud call to wake, just the slow, patient flow of water and time. A day's first bite. Hello again, dear listener. Lean back, close your eyes if you like. Feel the soft blanket over your legs, the gentle hum of your own breath, let it slow. Tonight we're leaving behind the river's gentle current to step back inside where the day's first bite waits in the quiet air. Before we begin, tell me where you're listening from tonight. A cozy corner. A quiet room, I'd love to know. Drop me a note, share your favorite spot to slow down. Let's let this story travel to wherever you are and meet you there. The sun is already high, the light shifting through the small window of your mud brick house. You've carried the Nile's gift home, a jar of cool water, the morning's lifeline. Now it's time for the day's first bite. You sit on a low stool, or maybe just a worn mat spread on the packed earth floor. No fancy table, no carved chair, just the simple comfort of this small, safe space. The air smells of bread, a warm, sweet scent that reaches out to you like a gentle hand on your shoulder. In the corner, a small clay oven still radiates the night's warmth. Coals glow low, a quiet fire that never quite sleeps. Your breakfast is waiting, simple and filling dense bread, baked with coarse emmer wheat, ground on stone mills. Each bite carries a memory of grinding stones and sun-baked fields of hands that work the dough before dawn. You pick up a piece, feeling its weight in your hand. The crust is rough, a little smoky from the clay oven. The inside soft but dense, no delicate pastries here, no sweet butter or bright jam. Just bread, honest and plain, the taste of survival. You chew slowly, each bite a small act of patience. There's a hint of grit sand from the millstones, a reminder that nothing in this world is without a little edge. But it's good enough it fills you, settles the hollow of your belly, and lets you keep going. Beside the bread, there's beer, but not the crisp, cold kind you might imagine on a summer's afternoon. This is ancient beer, cloudy and warm, a thick drink brewed from barley and left to bubble in clay jars. You lift the cup, a simple clay vessel worn smooth by countless hands. The beer is sour, a little sharp on the tongue, but it carries the sun's warmth and the earth's weight in every swallow. Children drink it too, not for celebration, but because it's safer than the Nile's water, boiled and blessed by fermentation. You sip, and for a moment, The world narrows to this simple meal. Bread and beer grain and water, the building blocks of life in a land where the sun shows no mercy. You look around the small space alive with quiet sounds. A child's sleepy murmur, the soft rustle of linen, the hush of the breeze through the doorway. This is breakfast in ancient Egypt, not a grand feast, but a gentle beginning, a chance to gather your strength for whatever the day may bring. Outside, the sun waits its heat, already pressing against the mud brick walls. You know what's coming, the weight of work, the endless tasks that will stretch until dusk. But here, in this small moment, you let yourself breathe. You close your eyes and feel the cool clay cup resting in your palm, the steady rise and fall of your breath. This is enough for now. There is no rush, no frantic call to hurry your meal. The day will come, it always does. But for this moment, you are here anchored by bread and beer, by the quiet hum of life that stirs even in the hottest dawn. And maybe there's a lesson here in the way each bite of bread echoes the labor of your hands, the patient rhythm of grinding grain and tending fires. In this simple meal, there is history, there is care, and a kind of quiet triumph in every swallow. So take another slow breath, dear friend. Let the taste of bread, the weight of this ancient morning settle around you like a soft blanket. If your eyelids grow heavy, let them drift closed. The Nile's hush, the quiet clink of clay. Cups they'll keep watch. There's no hurry here, no need to rush. Only the slow, gentle glow of another morning in a world that breathes with ancient patience. May you carry that quiet strength with you tonight as you rest in the hush of this ancient world. Fields of gold. Welcome back, dear listener. I hope you're settled in your breath, calm and easy, wrapped in the soft warmth of your favorite blanket. Let the world slow down. Let the flicker of your thoughts quiet for a while. We're moving from the stillness of breakfast to the fields beyond your door, a place where the sun and soil whisper their ancient song. Before we wander out, tell me, where does your mind go when you hear these quiet stories? Do you see the Nile's winding path or the dust-dry fields of your own childhood? I'd love to hear about it. Leave me a note, share a piece of your evening. Together, we'll keep this gentle story alive. Now step outside with me. The air is already warm, the ground soft, with the night's cool breath slowly giving way to the sun's steady blaze. The fields lie ahead, patchwork stretches of barley and wheat, the lifeblood of this ancient land. There's no tractor here, no hum of engines, only the steady rhythm of wooden plows and the quiet rustle of green stalks in the breeze. You join the others' neighbors and kin men and women bent to the earth. Your feet sink into the cool mud of the river's edge, the soil soft and heavy smelling of life and water. You feel it, the promise of harvest, the weight of survival rooted deep in these rows of green. Your hands are rough fingers, calloused from years of coaxing life from the earth. You work in silence, the only sounds, the creak of wooden tools, and the low murmur of voices woven together like the stalks you tend. Every handful of dirt reminds you of your place in this wide, quiet world. The sun is already high, a bright, unblinking eye that sees every movement, every breath. You pause for a moment, wipe the sweat from your brow with the edge of your tunic. The linen is already damp, clinging to your shoulders like a second skin, but there's no complaint, no grumble. The work is life, a rhythm as old as the river itself. A breeze comes up soft and warm, carrying the scent of green stalks and wet earth. You breathe it in, feel it cool the back of your neck just for a moment. In that breath, there's a kind of peace, a fleeting kindness offered by the wind. Around you, others move with quiet purpose. An old man, his back stooped, but his hand steady, guides a wooden plow through the rows. A woman, her hair tied back, with a strip of linen gathers weeds, her movement slow but sure. Children chase each other between the furrows, bare feet, kicking up dust that shimmers in the light. It's a small world, but in this smallness there is something vast. The Nile's gift flows just beyond the edge of the field, its slow current, a reminder that everything here depends on its quiet generosity. Floods that bring life, dry seasons that test your patience, the river decides and you listen. You know the stories, Ra's bright chariot dragging the sun across the sky, the goddess of harvest, blessing each stalk with her hidden hand. These stories aren't just tales. They're the heartbeat of these fields, woven into the earth with every seed you plant. And so you work not for riches or fame, but because the soil itself asks for your devotion. Each push of the plow, each pull of the weed is a quiet promise to the river, to the sun, to the generations who will walk these roads long after you're gone. By midday, the sun is fierce, the air heavy and still. You pause for a moment, shade your eyes, and watch the light dance across the water. The fields glow gold, a shimmer of life that stretches to the horizon. You stand there, breath slowing, and for just a moment, the world is nothing but light and quiet hope. This is the heart of ancient Egypt, not the temples or the kings, but the patient work of hands in the dirt, the soft murmur of voices among the barley, the steady hum of life under a sky that has watched you for 1,000 years. So breathe deeply, dear friend. Let the hush of these fields settle over your heart. Feel the sun's glow like a warm blanket, the soft rustle of wheat like a lullaby just for you. If your eyelids grow heavy, let them drift closed. The fields will keep watch, their golden hum, the gentle breeze, the patient earth, cradling you in its ancient hands. Tomorrow the work will begin again. But tonight, you can rest held by the quiet rhythm of a world where every grain of wheat carries the memory of 1,000 dawns. The sun's wrath. Welcome back, dear listener. I hope you're tucked in, breathing slow and steady as we leave the golden fields and step into the bright, unforgiving gaze of the midday sun. Before we begin, tell me, where are you listening from tonight? Is the sun long set where you are, or just beginning to rise? Leave me a note. Let me know how this quiet story finds you tonight. Now close your eyes and let me take you to a time and place where the sun isn't just warmth, it's a ruler, a force, a test of endurance. In ancient Egypt, the sun is more than light. Its Ra's eye, watchful and fierce, scorching the earth with divine certainty. By midday, the glow of dawn has given way to an endless blaze, a heat so intense it steals your breath and blurs the horizon. You're in the field still, the sweat on your back turning to a hot shimmer beneath your linen tunic. Every step feels heavy, like the sun has pressed its entire weight onto your shoulders. The earth underfoot is cracked and dry, a patchwork of dusty gold and soft dark shadow. Your eyes sting from the glare and you squint against the harsh light. There's no escape, no shade, except for the narrow shadow cast by a low wall or the edge of a thatched roof. But even there, the heat follows, creeping into every breath, every sigh. You move slowly, carefully, each step measured, so you don't waste the precious strength you'll need to finish the day. Your hands, once steady on the plow, now tremble from the weight of the sun. But you keep going because the work doesn't pause for the heat. Around you, others do the same. Faces, flushed eyes narrowed against the glare, their bodies moving like a slow, steady river through the fields. No one speaks. Words would be lost in the shimmering air, carried away like dust on the breeze. The Nile's promise feels far away now, its cool breath a distant memory. All you have is the sun and the quiet, determined heartbeat that keeps you moving one step at a time. The sun is relentless, but it's also holy. You've heard the stories how Ra sails his golden bark across the sky each day, how his light feeds the crops and warms the river. To struggle under this heat is to honor the sun's power to prove you're worthy of the life it brings. And so you endure. You bow your head, let the sweat drip into the earth, and feel the sun's weight like a blessing, a fierce, burning embrace that reminds you you're alive. By early afternoon, the air is thick, a shimmering wall that hums with the heat. You can see it, the waves of light rippling off the stones, the way the colors turn to gold and white, blurring the line between sky and ground. You find a moment's refuge behind a mud brick wall, your back pressed to the warm clay, eyes closed against the glare. For a moment, you let your mind drift to the cool shade of the evening, to the soft promise of a breeze when the sun finally sets. But the sun doesn't relent. It awaits a patient tyrant until you rise again and return to the fields. And so you do. Your feet move through the dust, the quiet crunch of dry earth beneath your sandals. You work in silence, your breath slow, and even your body swaying with the rhythm of the sun. You think of the old stories, how the sun god's journey never ends, how he must battle the darkness each night to rise again at dawn. You feel a kinship in that endless cycle, your own labor, mirroring the sun's, both of you caught in the same unbreakable dance. By late afternoon, the air begins to soften, the harsh light, turning to a warm, gentle glow. The sun still rules the sky, but its power wanes a quiet mercy for the tired bodies who've carried its weight since dawn. You pause for a moment. Watch the long shadows stretch across the fields and feel a slow relief settle into your bones. The worst is over for today, at least. Tomorrow the sun will rise again, and you'll greet it with the same quiet strength. But tonight, you'll rest. You'll find a soft mat to lie on, a cool jar of water to soothe your throat, and you'll close your eyes to the gentle hush of the evening. So, dear listener, let this story be a quiet comfort as you drift toward sleep. Breathe slowly, let the warmth of the sun's glow fade into soft darkness. The fields will rest tonight, and so will you. If your eyelids grow heavy, let them close. The sun's journey is done for the day, and you've walked beside it with quiet courage. The Nile's embrace. Welcome back, dear listener. I hope you're wrapped in a soft blanket, a cup of something warm by your side as we slip once more into the gentle currents of the past. Before we begin, tell me, where in the world are you listening tonight? By a window cracked open to the cool night air, in a small room lit only by the glow of your screen. Leave me a note if you'd like. I always love to know where you are. Now, take a slow breath. Let your shoulders soften. Let the quiet of this moment be a small river of peace that carries you away. In the world of ancient Egypt, the Nile is more than a river. It's a lifeline, a quiet, glimmering thread that weaves through the land, turning the desert into a garden. At dawn, you can hear it, a gentle hush, the soft lap of water against the banks. You step from your small mud brick home, feet bare on the cool earth, and walk slowly toward the river's edge. The air is sweet here, alive with the smell of wet clay and the faint, musky scent of reeds swaying in the breeze. The Nile is calm in the early morning, a mirror of soft blues and greens, catching the first light of the sun as it peaks above the horizon. You kneel at the water's edge, cupping your hands to wash away the dust of sleep. The coolness is a gentle shock, a promise that the day has begun. You drink deeply, letting the water soothe the dryness in your throat, feeling it settle in your belly like a blessing. For a moment, the world is hushed. You watch the river's slow dance ripples, spreading out in silver circles, tiny fish darting beneath the surface, their scales flickering like small stars in the soft light. You're not alone here. All along the banks, others come to greet the river mothers, carrying small jars, children splashing their feet, old men with faces lined like the bark of date palms. The Nile gathers them all, a quiet congregation held by the gentle current. You fill your jar carefully, balancing it on your shoulder as you turn back toward home. The weight is familiar, a part of your morning routine, as steady as the sun's rise. The Nile is more than water, it's memory. Each day it carves its path through the ancient heart of the land, carrying with it the whispers of those who came before. You walk slowly, listening to the soft slap of water against the clay banks, the distant call of birds sweeping low over the river's surface. The air is still cool, but already the promise of heat lingers in the hush of dawn. At the river's edge, you pause just for a moment. You let your fingers trail through the water, feeling the slow pull of the current as it slips past your skin. It's a small comfort, a quiet reminder that even here in this harsh land, there is softness, there is life. Back at home, you pour the water into a clay jar that rests in the corner of your room. The jar is cool to the touch, its simple shape familiar and comforting. This water will be used to quench your thirst, to wash the grit from your skin, to feed the small green shoots that push up from your tiny garden. You take a moment to sit by the door, watching the river's slow dance from a distance. The sun is higher now, its light, turning the water to bright gold. The Nile is no longer quiet. It's alive with motion, a ribbon of silver and green that winds through the land. You know its moods, well how it swells with the rains, how it retreats when the heat becomes too much, how its gentle murmur can turn to a deep throbbing roar in the seasons of flood. The Nile is a teacher. It shows you the balance of life, how to give, how to endure, how to flow around the obstacles in your path. As you watch the water, you feel a slow peace settle in your chest. The Nile will always be here long after the sun sets on your small life. It will carry your story, woven into the current like so many others who came before. Tonight, when you close your eyes, you'll dream of this river, its cool touch, its soft hum. Only the gentle sigh of the water remains. So let this story be a soft place to rest tonight. Let the Nile's hush be the cradle that rocks you to sleep. If your eyelids grow heavy, let them close. The river's embrace will hold you safe, just as it has for thousands of years. The Humble Feast. Good evening, dear listener. I hope you're resting in a cozy corner tonight, perhaps a soft blanket wrapped around your shoulders, the glow of a small lamp, keeping the night at bay. Before we begin, tell me, what's your favorite evening ritual? A warm drink, a candle lit by the window. Share it with me sometime. I love to hear the gentle habits that bring you comfort. Now let your breath slow. Let your thoughts drift like small boats on a quiet river. Tonight we'll share a meal together, not of grandeur, but of simple, sustaining moments. In ancient Egypt, the feast was not a royal affair for most people. It was a humble pause in a day of endless motion. A meal meant to keep the body strong, the spirit steady. Nothing wasted. Nothing more than was needed. Imagine yourself now sitting on a low stool, or perhaps just squatting on the packed earth floor of your small home. The sun, a harsh overseer, is beginning to soften its glare, turning golden, its heat slipping away. The kitchen is a small corner, a clay hearth, with a low fire that flickers and hums. You can smell the smoke of olive branches and dried reeds, the soft crackle of embers as they settle and sigh. Your meal begins with bread, dense coarse, baked in clay ovens that hold the day's warmth long after the sun has set. You break a piece from the loaf, its crust rough against your fingers, its crumb as chewy as a well-worn sandal. A loaf that tastes of earth, of labor, of the steady beat of hands grinding wheat against stone. There's no butter, no honey to sweeten it. You lift the cup carefully, feel the grainy texture against your lips, and swallow slowly. It's not elegant, but it's enough. The meal is simple. Perhaps an onion sharp and sweet in your mouth. A handful of dried dates, sticky and rich like the last warmth of the day on your skin. If fortune is kind, and a small fish grilled over the low flame, its skin crisp and salted from the river's memory. You eat slowly, not for luxury, but for survival. Each bite a small reminder that, even in a world ruled by gods and kings, the simple act of eating is its own quiet defiance. A way to say, I am here. I endure. Around you, the small house glows with the hush of evening. The walls are lined with woven mats, jars of water stacked neatly against the corner. A small oil lamp flickers on a clay shelf, its light dancing like a distant star. The air smells of earth, of warm bread and wood smoke. You hear the low murmur of your neighbors, the soft call of birds settling into the reeds by the river. It is not a feast of riches, but a feast of life, and that is enough. You pause, letting your hands rest on your knees, feeling the warmth of the fire against your skin. The meal has quieted the ache in your belly, and you are grateful for this bread, for this beer, for the small mercies of a day's end. Outside, the last light of day paints the mud brick walls in gentle gold. The river's hush echoes softly, a lullaby for the weary. You close your eyes just for a moment and breathe in the comfort of the meal's simple gifts. Here, in this quiet hour, the world feels small but whole. The hum of the fire, the hush of the river, the soft weight of bread in your hand, it is enough. Tonight, as you drift toward sleep, let this humble feast be a soft anchor in your dreams. Let it remind you that even the smallest meal can be a moment of grace, a testament to the quiet courage of those who came before. If your eyes grow heavy, let them close. Let the hush of the fire, the warmth of the bread, carry you gently into rest. And know somewhere in the night, the river still flows, the bread still rises, and the small humble feast of life continues. The quiet work. Hello, dear friend. I hope tonight finds you well wrapped in comfort, breathing slowly, letting the weight of the day soften like warm wax. If you're listening from your porch or nestled into a favorite chair, tell me, what do you hear right now? A cricket song, the hush of the wind through the trees? I'd love to know. Every small sound we share becomes part of this quiet story. Tonight we step back into ancient Egypt, where work is not a job. It is a rhythm, a steady, patient heartbeat of survival. The sun has slipped lower in the sky, but there is still light enough to see the tasks that remain. You rise from your simple meal, your hands dry and cracked from the bread's crust and the weight of the day. You step outside. The air is cooler now, but still carries the warmth of the long hours beneath the sun. The fields wait, endless rows of barley, their green tips soft against the dusty gold of the earth. You walk carefully, bare feet, pressed into the warm soil, feeling the ground's gentle sigh beneath each step. This is the quiet work, pulling weeds that threaten the barley's growth, guiding water from the river's slow breath into the thirsty channels that feed the fields. There is no overseer's shout tonight, no harsh command. Only the gentle rhythm of your breath, the steady tug of your hands through the cool earth. You pause to watch the river's glint in the twilight, the way it curls, like a silver snake, quiet but alive. The Nile is patient like you, offering its gifts, slowly demanding care, offering life in each muddy handful. The work is simple, but it fills your mind like a quiet prayer. Pull water, breathe. Pull water, breathe. The barley grows taller, its green blades catching the last pale light. You bend your back and feel the ache, but there is no anger here, no resentment, only the soft acceptance of a life lived close to the earth. Your linen tunic clings to your skin, damp with sweat and river water. But the evening breeze is kind. It brushes your neck, cool and soft like a blessing. In the distance, you hear the low murmur of your neighbors, the laughter of children chasing each other through the dust. You pause, smiling softly, and let that sound carry you forward. Because this quiet work, this humble tending is not just survival. It is a quiet promise, a vow to the land and to the small piece of sky that watches over you. You gather the last of the river water in clay jars, lifting them carefully, feeling the weight of life in your hands. You walk back slowly, feet slipping over smooth stones, each step measured, each breath a small prayer. At the edge of your home, you pause. The air smells of earth and faint wood smoke, a comfort that seeps into your bones. You set down the jars, wiping your hands against your tunic, and watch the light fade from the fields. Inside the hearth still glows the coals, warm and soft, like the hush of a lullaby. You kneel to feed the fire, small pieces of wood tucked into the glow. The flames flicker, dancing quietly like memories of sun and wind and breath. You feel the ache in your shoulders, the weight of the day settling into your bones. But there is no rush, no need for noise, only the quiet work done with steady hands and an open heart. You sit by the hearth, the fire's light playing over your face, and close your eyes for a moment. In the darkness, you see the river's soft shimmer, the barley's patient growth, the humble curve of your own breath as it eases in and out. This is the rhythm of the quiet work, not hurried, not loud, but steady and true. A promise to the earth, a song sung without words. Outside, the night gathers slowly. The stars begin to glow like tiny fires in the sky. You watch them, feeling the pull of sleep, the gentle tide that carries you closer to rest. And as you drift, let this small memory of the quiet work settle into your dreams. Let it remind you there is power in the humble tasks, in the slow tending of what matters. If your eyes grow heavy, let them close. Let the hush of the night, the warmth of the hearth, the patient rhythm of breath and earth carry you softly into sleep. The river's gifts. Hello, dear friend. I hope tonight you're wrapped in something soft, maybe a favorite blanket or an old quilt that holds the quiet warmth of home. Wherever you're listening, I'd love to know, are you near water tonight, a pond, a stream, or perhaps just the memory of a river you've walked beside? Share it with me in the comments. Each drop of water, each ripple holds a story. Tonight we'll slip back to ancient Egypt, to the banks of the Nile, the river that carried more than just water. It carried life itself. In the early morning, you stand by the river's edge, the sky pale and tender as the sun stretches awake. The Nile glows like liquid bronze, a soft, steady flow that whispers to the reeds along its banks. You kneel down, cupping cool water in your hands, letting it run over your skin, refreshing, renewing. The river's gifts are many. It brings water for the field's fish that shimmer like coins in the shallows, and the long, sweet stalks of papyrus that sway in the breeze soft as a sigh. Your neighbors gather baskets balanced on their hips, voices low and gentle. The river is a meeting place, a place of laughter and quiet labor. Women wash clothes, pounding them smooth against worn stones, rinsing them in the river's endless current. Children chase each other, splashing in the shallows, their laughter soft and bright, like birdsong. You watch the fishermen, their nets spread wide, glinting in the morning sun. They move with patient grace, their hands sure their eyes, scanning the water for silver flickers of fish. The Nile is generous, but it asks for respect. Its currents run deep and strong, its moods shifting like the wind. You learned that lesson long ago: never turn your back on the river's quiet power. You fill your clay jars, slowly feeling the weight of water as you lift them. Each jar is precious, a vessel of life carried back to your home. The river's gifts are not just what it gives in the moment, but what it promises day after day, season after season. Its gentle, eternal flow is a promise of tomorrow. You pause, watching the light glimmer on the water's surface. The sun climbs higher, and the river's color shifts to deep green and silver. A heron steps carefully, its long legs dipping into the cool shallows. It stands still, patient as a statue, waiting for a flicker of fish. You take a breath, the river's breath, and feel the hush of the world settle around you. There is no rush here, no sharp edges, only the slow, gentle rhythm of water against earth, the hush of reeds, the soft call of birds. You carry your jars home, balanced carefully on your shoulders, the water sloshing softly with each step. The path is worn smooth by generations of feet, a quiet testament to the river's place in every life. At home, you pour the water into a large clay basin, watching it catch the light clear and clean. You dip a rag into the basin, wiping your face, letting the coolness wash away the dust of the fields. You rinse your linen tunic, watching the river's water carry away the traces of the day's quiet work. The river is life, but it is also memory. It holds the stories of those who came before you, the farmers, the fishermen, the children who learned to swim in its gentle currents. In the quiet of the evening, you sit by your doorway, feet bare against the warm earth, and watch the river's slow curve in the distance. The sky blushes pink and gold, the water reflecting every shade of sunset. The river's gifts are never just the fish, the water, the fertile earth. They are also these moments, the hush of dusk, the promise of another dawn, the feeling that you are held by something older and wiser than anyone life. You close your eyes and breathe slowly, letting the river's song carry you softly into the night. Tonight, as you rest your head on your pillow, imagine the Nile's quiet flow, still winding through the dark, a soft, eternal current that never tires, never falters. If your eyes grow heavy, let them close. Let the hush of the water, the cool kiss of the breeze, and the gentle breath of the ancient river carry you safely into sleep. The evening gathering. Hello again. I hope you're still wrapped in that gentle calm, your mind soft as dusk, your breath slow and deep. Wherever you're listening, maybe you're snuggled on the couch or lying back in a rocking chair by the window. If you're here, I'd love to know what's the coziest thing you have close by. A warm cup of tea, a flickering candle. Let me know. I love reading about the small comforts that make your night feel safe. Tonight, let's slip back to the hush of ancient Egypt, to the tender blue of evening that falls like a velvet shawl across the land. This is the hour when the fields rest, when the river slows its song, and the people gather to share the soft warmth of twilight. In the courtyard of your home, the air is warm, the earth still holding the heat of the day. A low fire crackles, glowing like a quiet promise. Its orange light dances on the mud brick walls, throwing soft shadows that sway with every flicker. You sit cross-legged on a woven mat, feet bare, hands resting in your lap. The smell of roasted grains, earthy and sweet, curls up from a clay pot where your evening meal simmers. Neighbors drift in their faces, gentle, their voices low and warm. The day's labors are done, and now there is only the hush of night, the small stories shared in the glow of firelight. A child leans against her mother, eyes wide with the wonder of the night. A boy pokes at the embers with a stick, watching the sparks float upward like tiny stars. Someone strums a simple tune on a stringed instrument, the notes soft and round, echoing the gentle beat of the human heart. The talk is not hurried. It flows slow and patient, like the river itself. Stories of the day of harvest and fish of small moments that matter more than grand adventures. An old woman's voice, soft and wise, tells of a time long before when the river flooded higher and the reeds grew tall enough to hide whole families of herons. You listen, letting her words settle around you like the warm night air. Each tale is a thread in the long cloth of memory that wraps this place in comfort. The evening meal is simple bread, still warm from the clay oven, dipped in a bowl of lentils, cooked with garlic and salt. The bread is coarse, the lentils earthy, but in this quiet hour, they taste of home. Someone passes a clay jar of beer, thick and cloudy, a humble drink shared in easy laughter. A baby dozes on a father's shoulder, soft breath, warm against his neck. The mother hums a lullaby, a song older than the city walls, her voice a gentle river that soothes the child's dreams. Above you, the sky deepens to midnight blue, the first stars flickering awake. A thin crescent moon rests above the palm trees, its glow soft as milk. The air smells of smoke and earth, of river water and woven mats. These small, familiar scents are the lullaby of the night. You lean back, feeling the rough texture of the wall against your shoulders. A soft breeze stirs the hem of your tunic, cool and sweet after the day's heavy heat. In this hour, there is no rush, no fields to plow, no baskets to carry, only the quiet rhythm of voices and laughter, the hush of night holding you close. The old woman speaks again, her voice low and even. She tells of the gods of Ra, who pulls the sun across the sky of Hathor, who soothes with music of Osiris, who waits in the underworld to weigh the truth of your heart. Her words are not sermons, but soft reminder stories to keep the darkness gentle, to remind you that even in sleep, you are watched over, protected. The fire crackles low, its glow soft and steady. You close your eyes for a moment, letting the warmth seep into your bones. This is the heart of ancient Egypt, not just the temples or the pyramids, but these quiet nights when neighbors gather, when the world grows small and safe again. In the hush of the evening, you feel the weight of the day melt away. You feel the river's slow breath, the soft sigh of the earth, the steady beat of your own heart. If your eyes grow heavy, let them close. Let the soft hum of voices, the gentle warmth of the fire and the hush of the Nile carry you into sleep. And if you dream tonight, may it be of gentle waters and soft earth, of warm fires and quiet laughter, the small, tender moments that make any life a kind of paradise. The Lullaby of the Nile. Good evening again, dear friend. If you're here with me now, I hope you're feeling the night settle softly around you. Let's take one more slow breath together, in and out, letting the worries of the day melt away like morning mist. Tell me, where are you tonight? Curled up in a blanket, listening to the quiet of your room, wherever you are. I hope it feels like a safe harbor, just like the Nile does for the people who live along its patient shores. Tonight, let's drift with the river's lullaby, the gentle hush of water lapping at the banks, the low song of frogs hidden in the reeds. In ancient Egypt, the Nile was more than a river. It was life itself, breathing slow and deep, feeding fields and hearts alike. As night stretches across the land, the Nile grows quiet like a mother's breath as she watches her child sleep. The moon glimmers on its ripples, soft silver light that dances on the patient current. Here, under this pale glow, you find peace. A small wooden boat rocks gently in the shallows, tied to a post driven deep into the sandy bank. The boat's belly creaks softly like an old friend, telling you secrets you've known all along. On board, a fisherman rests his net, coiled at his feet, a clay lamp flickering at the bow. The tiny flame casts warm light across his face, softening the lines carved by years of river wind and sun. His breath is slow, his eyes half closed, lost in the quiet rhythm of the water beneath him. Nearby, a young woman fills a jar, dipping it carefully into the river's hush. She moves with grace, each motion unhurried, as if she knows the river's breath in her own veins. The water cools her hands, whispers across her skin, and in that small moment, the world feels weightless. A chorus of frogs sings low, the gentle percussion of river life at rest. Somewhere a night bird calls a soft echo in the darkness. The air is warm, carrying the scent of wet earth, sweet reeds, and wood smoke drifting from distant fires. You close your eyes for a moment, letting the river's hush fill your lungs. It's a sound older than kings, older than the first brick set in the first temple wall. The Nile sings of patience, of life flowing without end. In ancient Egypt, this river was a god happy, bringer of abundance, nourisher of the land. The people here whispered prayers into its slow waters, left offerings on its banks, flowers, small clay figurines, a pinch of grain as soft as hope. The Nile took these gifts and gave them back tenfold. But tonight there is no ceremony, no grand procession of priests in white linen, just the quiet reverence of people who know that every ripple carries life, every current a promise. The fisherman hums a low song, a melody older than memory. The notes blend with the river's hush echoing the steady beat of your own heart. It's a song of patience, of days that begin and end with the river's breath. On the far bank, palm trees sway in the soft breeze, their fronds rustling like whispered secrets. A crocodile slides silently into the water, leaving only ripples behind. Even the river's dangers move with a kind of grace, a slow certainty that everything has its place in the endless flow of life. You take another breath, letting the soft night air fill your lungs. It smells of water and silt, of the quiet power that has carried people through thousands of years. In the darkness, the river is a cradle, rocking you gently, reminding you that even when the sun is gone, life flows on. And that somewhere a fisherman sings, a woman dips her jar, and the river's song never stops. Maybe there's a lesson here that life, like the Nile, is a slow current, steady and sure moving with quiet purpose, no matter what storms may come. So tonight, let yourself drift a little. Let your thoughts soften. Let your breath find the river's rhythm. Know that in this quiet hour, you are part of something vast and ancient, as old as the Nile's song. If your eyes grow heavy, let them close. Let the river's lullaby carry you into dreams as soft and gentle as the night. And if you wake in the middle of the night, let this memory of water and hush remind you you are safe, you are held, and tomorrow the river will still be here singing you back to rest. Let me know if you're still listening, still breathing slow and soft, with the river's gentle hum. I'm here holding this quiet space with you. Let the Nile's lullaby be your companion tonight until morning comes again. The soft glow of the lamps, Welcome back, friend. I hope you're wrapped in warmth, your body settled, your mind soft and still. Tonight we drift a little deeper into the quiet where the soft glow of lamps guides us through the night. Before we begin, tell me where you're listening from. Are you lying on your porch with the summer breeze brushing your feet? Or maybe tucked into bed, the blanket snug around you, listening to the hush of your own breath? Wherever you are, know you're not alone. The glow of ancient lamps still flickers in the shadows, soft and steady like a heartbeat in the dark. In ancient Egypt, the night was never truly black. Even when the moon was hidden behind drifting clouds, tiny clay lamps burned low, each one a small sun holding back the darkness. Picture a quiet courtyard, dusty stone, worn smooth by bare feet and time. A small lamp sits in the center, its wick fed by oil pressed from olives or castor beans. The flame dances gently, golden and patient, flickering shadows that play on the mud brick walls. A family gathers, close to the day's work, done, their voices hushed and warm. A mother rocks her baby, singing soft and low, while the father hums along, his hand resting on her shoulder. The children lean in their eyes, bright in the lamplight, the stories of the day whispered like prayers. In the flicker of that little flame, you can almost see the past come alive, pottery jars, stacked in the corner linen, folded in neat stacks, a half-finished basket waiting by the doorway. Outside, the Nile flows on, but in this moment the world has shrunk to the gentle glow of one small light. The Egyptians believed these lamps held more than fire. They were symbols of life itself, of the sun's power captured in clay, of warmth and protection in the hush of night. To light a lamp was to push back the darkness, to claim a small circle of peace where the world could rest. Can you feel that glow now? The soft warmth on your skin, the way the light seems to sigh with every breath of wind. It's a comfort as old as time, the promise that even in the darkest hour, there is a flicker of hope, steady and kind. A young woman tends the lamp, her fingers gentle on the clay. She adds a drop of oil, coaxes the wick to life, her face lit by the soft gold. In the quiet, you hear the faint crackle of the flame, the whisper of oil meeting fire. She hums a song, a lullaby her mother taught her, words of protection, of dreams that come on wings of light. Nearby, an old man sits cross-legged, his back straight despite the years. His eyes deep and knowing reflect the lamplight like twin stars. He tells a story not of battles or kings, but of the river of the reeds that bend and sway, of the fish that flash silver in the moonlight. His voice is low and rhythmic, each word a ripple in the quiet night. The children lean in closer, their eyes wide, their breaths held in the hush. The lamp's glow bathes them all in warmth, binding them together in this small, timeless moment. Outside, the wind sighs through the palms, carrying the scent of sweet smoke and river water. The frogs still sing a soft percussion that echoes the beat of your own heart. And above it all, the stars turn slowly, their patient dance unchanged by the flicker of one tiny flame. Let yourself drift into this glow, into the hush of the night and the soft sigh of ancient lamps. Feel the way the light wraps around you like a warm blanket on a cool evening. It's a light that asks nothing of you, but to rest, to breathe, to remember that even the smallest flame can hold back the darkness. Maybe there's a gentle lesson here that in a world of endless noise and rush, it's these small moments of stillness that matter most. A single lamp, a single breath, a single heartbeat in the quiet night. So tonight, let the glow of these ancient lamps be your lullaby. Let their warm light carry you deeper into sleep, where dreams flow soft and slow, like the river's endless song. If your eyes grow heavy, let them close. If your mind drifts, let it wander. Here in this soft circle of light, there is no rush, no weight of tomorrow, only the hush of night and the promise of a new dawn. Tell me, do you feel the glow tonight? Do you feel the comfort of the lamps that have burned for thousands of years, holding back the night with their patient fire? I'll be here holding the quiet with you, letting the soft glow of these ancient lamps light our way through the darkness. Sleep well, friend. The night is gentle. The light is kind. And in this quiet hour, you are exactly where you need to be. Threads of linen and moonlight. Hello again, dear friend. If your eyes are still open, or if your mind has drifted to the edge of sleep, I'm here softly, weaving the next part of our story, like linen threads in the moonlight. Tell me, are you listening from a warm bed, a chair by the window, or somewhere between, waking and dreaming? Wherever you are, I hope the hush of this night feels like a gentle hand on your shoulder, steady and kind. Tonight we slip into the quiet world of ancient linen worn soft by years of sun and sand. In ancient Egypt, linen was more than fabric. It was life itself, spun from the flax fields that rippled like silver seas beneath the desert sun. Picture the slender stalks of flax green and swaying, gathered by careful hands, their fibers pulled and twisted into threads as fine as a breath. It was a patient art, this weaving of linen, a rhythm of fingers, a song of patience that turned rough plant into soft cloth. In the glow of a small lamp, a young woman sits at her loom. The threads stretch before her, pale and shimmering like moonlight captured in her hands. She works slowly, her fingers gentle, her breath steady and out like the quiet pulse of the Nile. The loom creaks softly, a lullaby of wood and fiber. She hums under her breath, a song older than memory as she draws the shuttle back and forth. Each thread finds its place, woven tight and close a gentle embrace of fabric that will wrap around her family in the cold hours of dawn. Linen was the fabric of everyday life, simple light, a blessing in the heat that could smother a soul. Farmers wore short kilts, their skin darkened by sun, but wrapped in the cool comfort of linen's airy threads. Children laughed in tunics that brushed their knees, and mothers tucked babies close in linen swaddles soft as sighs. Even in the afterlife, linen was a promise. The dead were wrapped in layers of it, the final weaving of a life into something still and silent. White linen shrouds, folded and tied with care, held the memory of every sunrise, every breath, every quiet night by the river. Can you feel it? The gentle weight of linen, soft and cool against your skin like a sigh in the dark. It holds a kind of comfort, a simple elegance that asks nothing of you but to rest, to breathe, to be here. The woman at the loom pauses for a moment, her hands resting on the threads. She looks out into the courtyard, where the moon hangs low and full, casting a silver glow on the mud brick walls. She closes her eyes, breathes in the cool night air, and lets the quiet fill her like a river of stars. There is a kind of magic in these small, patient labors, the weaving of linen, the soft glow of lamps, the hush of a family breathing together in the night. It is a magic that whispers life is built not in grand moments, but in the slow, steady rhythm of hands and hearts, of threads and dreams. Outside, the frogs still sing their river song, and the palm fronds sway soft percussion in the warm breeze. The Nile breathes on a quiet companion to the quiet work of those who rise with the sun and sleep with the moon. Maybe tonight you can feel that same rhythm in your own breath, slow, even a gentle weaving of life and rest of dreams and memory. Let the hush of linen wrap around you like a blessing soft, and close a promise of peace that carries you deeper into sleep. If your thoughts begin to wander, let them drift. If your eyelids grow heavy, let them fall. In this quiet world of ancient linen and moonlight, there is nothing to do, nothing to fix or plan, just the gentle weaving of threads and breath, soft and steady like the glow of the stars. Before we end, tell me, do you feel the softness tonight? Do you feel the slow, patient weaving of this quiet hour? Let me know if you'd like in the comments below, or just send a quiet smile into the dark. As always, thank you for joining me in this gentle space. If you're still awake, there's more to come. More stories of old. More quiet hours by the river. If sleep has found you, rest easy, knowing the threads of linen still hold you close. Sleep well, friend. The night is kind, the moon is bright, and the soft rhythm of the loom will carry you into dreams of warm sand and cool river water, where the world slows down and every breath is a gentle promise. The quiet path to the river. Hello again, my friend. Are you still awake? Or maybe drifting softly on the edge of dreams? Tonight, let's follow a gentle path down to the river's edge, where the air is cool and the water sings a quiet song that soothes the soul. Find a spot to rest somewhere soft, and still a favorite chair, a nest of pillows, or just the steady beat of your own breath. Let the day slip away, like sand slipping through your fingers, and come with me down the quiet path to the river. In ancient Egypt, the river was everything, a winding ribbon of life in a land of sun and sand. Each morning, as the first pale light touched the tops of the date palms, people would rise and walk the worn path down to the Nile. The path was simple, a stretch of dirt marked by the bare feet of generations. Soft dust warm beneath the sun, cool beneath the moon. It wound its way past small gardens where beans and onions pushed their way to the light, and past quiet homes of mud brick and reeds where children slept in the soft hush of dawn. Do you hear it? The soft shuffle of footsteps, the rustle of linen, the gentle clink of clay water jars. They carried the jars balanced on strong, patient heads, hands at their sides, feet finding their way by memory alone. There was something sacred in that small journey, the quiet walk, the steady breath, the promise of the river's cool embrace. No hurry, no rush, just the slow rhythm of feet on earth, the hush of the wind in the date palms. And when they reached the river, they paused. The Nile lay before them, broad and shining, reflecting the soft light of the sun as it rose in gold and rose across the endless sky. The water was cool, slipping through fingers like silk. They dipped their jars, watching the ripples spread, feeling the hush of the river against their skin. Some paused to wash their faces, the water bright and cold on sun-warmed skin. Some cupped their hands and drank deep, feeling the cool river slide down their throats, a blessing in every drop. The children laughed, splashing at the edge, their voices bright like birdsong at dawn. Mothers watched them, eyes, soft hands, gentle as they balanced jars on their heads once more. Do you feel it? The hush of the water, the slow, steady breath of the river. It was life, pure and simple, cool water, warm sun, the gentle path that led them home. As they walked back the jars, full and heavy, there was no complaint, no burden, too great. The river gave life, and in that giving there was peace. Each step was steady, each breath, a quiet prayer of gratitude for the river's endless gift. Back at home, the water was poured into clay basins, ready for the day's work. Washing clothes, kneading dough, quenching thirst after long hours in the fields. But there was more to that water than just the day's work. There was a kind of magic in its soft weight, a promise of renewal with every drop. And in that promise there was hope that no matter how harsh the sun, No matter how hard the earth, the river would always offer its cool breath to those who came in quiet need. Tonight, as you breathe softly in your own quiet space, imagine that gentle path. Imagine the hush of the river, the feel of cool water on your hands. Let it wash over you soft and slow, like a lullaby for the soul. If your thoughts begin to wander, let them drift like water lilies on the river's surface. If your eyelids grow heavy, let them close. In this quiet place, there is no hurry, no burden, just the soft path to the river and the hush of water in the dark. Before we end, I'd love to know, have you ever walked a path like this? A quiet walk at dawn or a gentle river that whispered to your soul? Share your memories if you'd like, or just let the hush of the river carry them for you. If you're still awake, there's more to come. More gentle paths, more quiet moments. If sleep has come, rest easy, knowing the river's song will carry you deeper, soft, and sure. Sleep well, friend. The night is calm, the water cool, and the soft path to the river will be waiting for you whenever you need it. The river's song at twilight. Welcome back, friend. Are you still here with me, wrapped up warm, listening to the hush of the night? Let's take one more walk together to the river's edge where twilight lingers soft and sweet. Find your softest blanket, let your head rest back, and breathe in slow and deep. The day's worries are slipping away like leaves on the river's gentle current. Tonight the river sings, and its song is soft enough to carry you wherever your dreams wish to wander. In ancient Egypt, twilight was a gentle hour. The sun's last rays turned the river into a ribbon of fire, soft gold and copper dancing on its surface. The air grew cooler, the hush of the river like a lullaby for the land. Children's laughter gave way to quiet conversations, soft voices carrying across the water. Fishermen pulled in their boats' nets, heavy with the day's catch, and the scent of roasted fish drifted through the air, warm and comforting. You can almost see it, can't you? The gentle light, the low hum of crickets in the reeds, the flicker of tiny lamps glowing on porches of mud brick homes. People sat close shoulders, touching, breathing in the cool dusk as they shared stories and simple meals. For the farmers, twilight was a time to rest and let the weight of the day fall away. Their feet, dust-caked and sore, found relief in the cool sand by the river's edge. They would soak their tired toes in the water, watching the ripples catch the last colors of the sky. The river never rushed, never hurried. Its flow was gentle, endless, whispering promises of tomorrow to those who listened. Can you hear it? The river's soft song, like a mother humming a child to sleep. It's a song of stillness, of breath and heartbeat, a quiet rhythm older than any temple or king. As the stars blinked awake one by one, the river mirrored their light, tiny sparks on the surface that seemed to dance just for you. Frogs sang in the shallows, their voices low and slow, and the night air carried the sweet scent of lotus flowers blooming along the banks. For those who lived by the river, the twilight hour was sacred, a time to pause, to feel the cool air on warm skin, to remember that even in a harsh land of sun and toil, there was softness, a place to rest, to gather breath and spirit for another day. In the hush of the evening, you might see an old woman sitting at the water's edge, her hands folded in her lap, her eyes on the slow current. She knows that tomorrow the sun will rise hot and bright. She knows the work, waiting, the grinding of grain, the tending of goats, the weaving of baskets. But tonight, she sits and listens to the river's song, and for a moment the world is gentle again. Let the river's lullaby carry you, friend. Let it soften the corners of your mind, quiet the restless thoughts that flicker and fade like fireflies in the dark. If your eyelids grow heavy, that's okay. Close them and feel the cool breath of the river wash over you, soft and sure. Let the night wrap around you like a warm blanket, and know that even in the stillness, life flows on quiet and deep. And if you're still awake, I'd love to hear, have you ever known a river song? A quiet moment, just you and the water under a sky painted with the last light of day. Tell me if you like. Or simply, let the river carry those memories for you, gentle and calm. We're almost at the end of our journey tonight, but there's one more soft story waiting by the riverbank, a final chapter to close your eyes to. If sleep has come already, let it take you. The river will still be there in your dreams, soft and endless, singing you home. Rest easy, dear friend. The river's song at twilight is a promise that even in the dark, there is peace. Even in the stillness, there is life. Let it be your lullaby tonight. Sleep well, and tomorrow wake with the gentle memory of the river's soft song still echoing in your heart. The Dream Beyond the River. Welcome back, dear friend. Here we are at the gentle end of our journey tonight. One last story, one last quiet place to rest. Close your eyes if you haven't already. Let your breathing slow, your thoughts settle like sand at the bottom of a calm stream. We're drifting past the riverbank now into the dream beyond. Imagine you're standing at the edge of that ancient river, the sky above, painted in deep indigo stars, like tiny silver fires scattered across a velvet night. The breeze is soft, cool against your skin, smelling of sweet grass and warm earth. You're safe here, held by the night and the gentle lap of water against the shore. In this dream, the world slows. No clamor of voices, no weight of tomorrow's tasks. Only the quiet song of the river at your feet, whispering secrets older than memory. A wooden boat waits there, tied to a post, worn smooth by 1,000 years of river's touch. Its sides creak softly as the water sighs beneath it. You step in bare feet, brushing cool planks, and settle onto a low bench worn smooth by other dreamers who came before. The boat drifts out gentle as a cradle, and the river carries you forward away from the dusty banks and the weight of the sun. The night sky stretches above, endless and calm, like a promise you can almost touch. In the quiet, you see the faces of those who came before you. Farmers with sun-darkened skin, fishermen with nets still damp from the river's gift, children whose laughter still echoes in the reeds. They're here, not in flesh and bone, but in the hush of the water, the glow of the stars, the breath of the night. The river carries their memory just as it carries yours. And tonight, it holds you to a soul at rest, floating on ancient water. Maybe you feel a warmth in your chest, a quiet knowing that even in this world of toil and dust, there was always softness. A place to lay down your burdens, to feel the night on your skin, and the river's endless hum beneath your heartbeat. The boat drifts on, and you drift with it past moonlit fields, where grain grows tall and golden, past small homes where lamps glow softly in the dark, past the laughter of families and the hush of sleeping children, past the prayers whispered by tired hands. In this dream, there is no hunger, no fear, no ache in your bones, only the river's song and the gentle rock of the boat and the breath of the night folding you in. If you listen closely, you can almost hear the river's promise, a lullaby in every ripple, a story in every sigh of water against the boat. It tells you that you are part of something endless, that your days like the river flow on even when the sun sets. Maybe there's a quiet lesson here, soft as a sigh, that even the hardest days have an evening, and Even the longest journeys end in gentle rest. That the river never tires and neither does hope. As the boat drifts further, the air grows cool and sweet smelling of night, blooming flowers, and the distant smoke of a cooking fire. Your eyelids grow heavy, let them. Let them close if they haven't already. Let the river carry you where words end and dreams begin, because that's what this night is, a quiet harbor after the day's long crossing. A place where your spirit can rest safe and soft, cradled by the river's song. When you wake, the world will be waiting. The sun will rise, the river will shine bright, and the voices of the living will fill the air once more. But tonight, here in this gentle hour, there is only stillness, only breath and water and stars, and you resting in the hush of the river's lullaby. Thank you for journeying here with me, friend, for sharing this quiet space of stories and soft darkness. If your dreams are calling, let them come. They'll find you ready, floating on the river's gentle tide. If you feel sleepy now, that's the river's gift, a soft place to rest, a promise that even in the dark, there is always a way forward. If you're still awake, tell me, where did the river carry you? What dreams whispered through the hush of water? I'd love to hear if you're willing to share. And if not, that's okay too. Let this final chapter be your quiet shelter, your last breath of the river's song before sleep takes you. Rest easy, dear friend. Sleep well tonight, knowing that the river's dream will hold you close, soft, endless, and kind. Good night. A gentle invitation to ancient Egypt. Hello there, dear listener. Before we drift into the soft shadows of history tonight, take a moment for yourself. Find your favorite chair, wrap up in a soft blanket, or settle back into bed, letting your feet nestle into the covers. Breathe in slowly, hold for just a moment, then let it out, feeling the day's worries melt away. You're here now in this quiet moment. Let the world hush around you. If you're enjoying these gentle stories, consider giving this one a like or a share, or leave a note in the comments telling me where you're listening from tonight. I always find it comforting, like a shared fireside chat across miles and years. Now close your eyes and let's take a slow journey back to a land of sun-baked, stone-swaying palms and rivers that whispered of eternity. Imagine it, the sun is just beginning to rise over the Nile. The river's breath is cool and patient mist curling off its slow-moving waters. Beyond, the river fields stretch out like a patchwork quilt, warm earth and green shoots peeking through. And in the distance, the first faint glimmer of gold on white stone pyramids, ancient and eternal, standing watch over the desert sands. It's early morning in ancient Egypt. The air holds a soft chill, a breath of night that lingers before the sun climbs higher and the heat settles in for the day. In a small mud brick house, you're just beginning to wake. There's no alarm clock here, just the gentle rhythm of dawn, the distant call of ibis along the river, the low murmur of neighbors greeting the day. You rise slowly, stretching out under a thin linen blanket. The floor beneath you is cool, smooth, with centuries of footsteps. No need to hurry. The day will be long enough. You pause to listen to the soft crackle of a small fire outside, to the first quiet voices of women grinding grain on heavy stones. There's something comforting in this gentle start. No rush, no noise of traffic or screens. Just the soft murmur of a world waking slowly as it has for thousands of years. Outside, the village stirs. Children's laughter echoes lightly, a song of life starting fresh. Men and women move with a quiet purpose, tending goats, patching nets, pulling water from the well in clay jars, balanced carefully on their heads. The Nile shimmers its calm waters, a mirror for the morning light. Boats drift slowly by, their sails billowed like the linen of your tunic, catching the soft breeze that ripples the surface of the river. You step outside, feet brushing against the packed earth of the yard. The air smells of fresh bread, thick loaves, baked on flat stones, still warm from the coals. You take one in your hands, feeling the weight of it, the promise of nourishment. It's simple, but it's enough. And in that simplicity, there's a quiet grace. In the distance, you see the slow dance of workers in the fields. Their bodies sway with the rhythm of the earth, each movement a prayer of survival, each breath a soft promise to the day. You pause, feeling the sun begin to warm your skin, and for a moment, there's no weight of history, no burden of time, just the gentle thrum of life unfolding softly around you. Maybe there's a quiet lesson here in these early hours that even in a world of toil and sweat, there can be a hush of peace, a moment of stillness to cradle your spirit before the day's heat and dust press down on your shoulders. So breathe in that soft air. Let it settle deep in your lungs. Feel your heart slow, your mind drift. Tonight, you're not just listening to a story, you're slipping into a memory, a warm place to rest where the past is as gentle as the river's song. As you listen, let the quiet rhythm of these words carry you deeper. There's no need to hold on to the day's worries. Let them fall away like grains of sand, soft and harmless, whispering away on the night breeze. The Nile flows on the sun, climbs slowly, and here in this hush, you are safe. Safe in the simple moments, a warm loaf of bread, a soft blanket, wrapped close, the quiet heartbeat of a world that has always known how to begin again. If your eyelids are growing heavy, that's okay. Let them close. Let this story be a gentle place to rest like the cool shade of a palm tree or the soft glow of dawn. And if you feel that hush settle over you, tell me in the comments where you're listening, from what part of this soft journey spoke to you most. I'd love to hear. Let this story be your lullaby tonight. And as you drift, know that tomorrow we'll be back to walk the banks of the Nile once more, to find the quiet truths of ancient Egypt woven into the gentle rhythm of its days. For now, sleep well, friend. Let your breath slow, let your dreams be soft. The story will wait. The Nile is always there, a soft cradle of water waiting to carry you home. Waking to the Nile's breath. Welcome back, dear friend. As the night's hush gives way to dawn, let your breath find an easy rhythm. Inhale slowly, like the Nile drawing in the morning mist. Hold for a moment, then let it out, as soft and patient as the river's flow. Tonight, we're stepping back into the ancient hush of Egypt, back to those first moments of morning when the world is still wrapped in a quiet, gentle promise. Let the warmth of this story wrap around you like a soft blanket. If you're feeling sleepy, that's just fine. This tale is here to cradle you until your thoughts slip away. If you're listening from far away, tell me in the comments. I love to know where these gentle stories find you, from city windows to country porches, wherever you let the night's hush soften your heart. Now close your eyes again. Feel the cool earth beneath your feet. It's still early. The sun has just begun to climb, and the Nile lies quiet and slow, a ribbon of silver in the first light. The river is the lifeblood of this land. It gives and it takes, its steady flow, a promise, and sometimes a warning. You step outside your home, a small, humble space of mud brick and thatch, and the morning air greets you with a soft caress. The river's breath is cool, a gift against the coming heat. Your neighbors are already awake. Voices float through the air, soft greetings, the scrape of grinding stones, the quiet sigh of a fire being coaxed to life. A woman hums as she kneads bread, her song a gentle thread that weaves through the morning stillness. You walk toward the river, bare feet, brushing the warm, dusty earth. The smell of water and silt rises with each step, and you feel the weight of time, centuries of footsteps, all carried by this same hush. The Nile is waiting patient. As always, its current soft and sure. At the riverbank, the air is cool and heavy with mist. You kneel down, cupping the water in your hands, and feel it slip through your fingers, a touch that is both gentle and eternal. There is no soap here, no fragrant bubbles to wash away the dust. Instead, you take up a handful of fine sand, and with slow circular motions, you scrub the sleep from your skin. The sand is rough, but it feels like a ritual, a small act of care to greet the new day. The river hums softly, a sound that seems to echo in the hollow of your chest. Nearby children splash and laugh, their voices bright as the sun climbing higher. A fisherman casts his net, the slow, deliberate sweep of his arms as graceful as a dance. This moment, it's nothing grand, no monuments or kings, just the simple rhythm of life beginning again. The Nile knows no hurry. It knows no rush. And so, you let its quiet power settle into your bones, a promise that there is always time to begin again. You rise slowly, dripping water and river scent, and head back toward your home. The village is alive now, the low thud of mortar and pestle, the rustle of palm fronds in the breeze, the gentle bleat of goats as they wander the dusty yard. Breakfast waits, not a feast, but enough. Thick bread still warm from the coals, its crust dark and earthy. You break off a piece, chewing slowly, feeling the grit of sand in your teeth, a taste of the land itself. There's beer too, but not the golden frothy kind you might dream of. This is a cloudy brew, thick and sour, poured into a clay cup that feels cool against your palm. You drink slowly, the taste of it strong and strange, but it warms you from the inside, a soft fire to keep you moving through the day. You eat with your neighbors, shoulder to shoulder, no plates, no ceremony, just a quiet moment shared. You nod to the woman beside you, her eyes lined with kindness and the dust of many mornings. In the distance, the sun climbs higher, burning away the last of the night's cool breath. You feel it on your skin, warm now, but soon it will be sharp and bright, like a blade pressing close. You stand brushing the last crumbs from your tunic, and for a moment you pause. You look back at the Nile, at the soft shimmer of its water, at the fields beyond stretching out like a promise in the morning light. Maybe there's a lesson here, in the quiet hush of dawn, that life, even at its hardest, is a rhythm, a slow breath in, a slow breath out, a moment to rest, a moment to rise. As you step back into your day, let that thought settle in your heart that no matter how heavy the sun, no matter how hard the work, there is always a soft place where water meets earth, where life begins again. If your eyes grow heavy, let them close. Let the river's song carry you, a gentle hum, a promise of rest. The Nile will wait. The day will wait. For now, let yourself drift safe in the hush of morning. And when you wake, we'll return together to the banks of the river, to the small wonders of ancient Egypt, woven into the soft rhythm of dawn. The sun's first bite. Welcome back, dear listener. Take a slow breath in, let it fill your chest, like the early light spreading across the Nile. Then let it out, softly, like the river's gentle sigh. If you're listening from a quiet room, or maybe wrapped in a soft blanket, let this story be your companion, a gentle place to rest your mind, to settle in, and let the worries of your day drift away. Tonight, we're stepping into the rising sun of ancient Egypt. Not the grand temples or the gold, but the first moments of heat as they touch the earth. Tell me in the comments where you're listening from. What does the morning sun feel like where you live? It's always a comfort to know we share the same sky, even if thousands of miles or thousands of years apart. In this ancient land, the sun is more than a light. It's a god Ra, the eye of the sky, casting his warm gaze over the fields and the river, over the small huts and the quiet hearts that stir in the dawn. You can feel it even now. A slow burn on your shoulders, a gentle heat that will soon turn fierce. There is no shade here, no leafy trees or cool porches, just the sun rising higher and brighter with each breath you take. You wrap your linen tunic a little tighter, but it's no match for the sun's first bite. The cloth is light soft against your skin, but already you can feel the warmth seeping in, settling into your bones. The village around you is waking, but there's a hush, a soft respect for the power of the day ahead. Children's laughter still echoes by the river, but even they pause to shade their eyes and squint at the bright sky. You move through the dust feet, bare feeling the earth warm beneath you. Each step a small reminder of the day's journey, one breath at a time, one heartbeat at a time. The air tastes of sun-baked clay and river silt, a scent that is both ancient and new, like memories carried on the wind. In the fields, you see the farmers bending low hands deep in the earth, tending to barley and emmer wheat, the lifeblood of their families. Their quiet prayers echoing in every furrow they carve into the land. There is no rushing here, no clamor of machines or hurry of traffic, just the slow, patient work of survival. Each motion deliberate, each breath a small offering to the day. You pass a woman carrying a jar of water on her head, her step steady and sure along the narrow path. She nods to you, a small, silent greeting, a recognition of the shared burden and the quiet strength that keeps the village alive. The sun climbs higher, and the first true heat begins to settle like a heavy blanket. The breath you take now is warm and dry, a taste of the hours to come. You stop for a moment, closing your eyes against the brightness, and you feel it, the weight of the sun's first bite, pressing close, but not yet harsh. A reminder that in this land, the sun is both blessing and trial, both life giver and taker. But there is beauty here too, in the soft shimmer of the river's edge, in the low hum of bees drifting among the reeds, in the slow, sure rhythm of footsteps on the earth. You know that soon the heat will be sharper, the work harder. But for now, there is this quiet, this moment of balance before the sun truly claims the day. Maybe there's a lesson here, hidden in the light, that even the harshest day begins in softness, that every moment of struggle starts with a breath, a promise of hope woven into the warmth. You turn back to your hut, the walls cool and dim, offering a small refuge from the growing glare outside. Inside, the air smells of dried reeds and the faint sweetness of stored grain. You sit for a moment back, pressed to the wall, and you let your breath slow, matching the gentle rhythm of the Nile beyond. The world outside waits, but for now you rest in this small pocket of shade, this brief hush, before the day's work calls again. If your eyes grow heavy, let them drift closed. Let the soft glow of the morning carry you like a slow tide lapping at the shore of your thoughts. Tomorrow the sun will rise again, and so will you. For now, let the first bite of the sun be a gentle memory, a soft glow to warm your dreams, a promise of light, waiting beyond the night. The Nile's gentle embrace,